Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic and beloved coins in American history, the legendary Lincoln Wheat Penny. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, this small 1-cent coin made huge history. It was the very first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait, and not just anyone, but one of the greatest presidents of the United States. Designed by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner, the Wheat Penny carries a powerful legacy in its tiny copper frame. The legendary 1952 Liberty Wheat Penny from the United States of America is one of those coins that sparks excitement the moment it is mentioned. Officially known as the Lincoln Wheat Penny, this small copper coin carries the proud portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and two simple wheat stalks on the reverse. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary 1-cent piece, but in the world of coin collecting, certain rare examples of this 1952 penny can command astonishing prices. While it is not a silver coin and was never made of silver for circulation, its true value comes from rarity, condition, and unusual minting errors that collectors fiercely compete to own. The year 1952 falls toward the end of the Wheat Penny era, which ran from 1909 to 1958. By this time, millions of pennies were struck, yet not all are created equal. Coins minted at the Philadelphia Mint carry no mint mark, while those from the San Francisco Mint proudly display the small s. Although both produce large numbers, only a tiny fraction survived in pristine, untouched condition. Coins that remain in blazing red mint state, looking as if they were struck yesterday, are the true treasures that can bring surprisingly high prices in auctions. It is important to understand that a regular 1952 penny found in pocket change is usually worth only a modest premium over 1 cent. However, when you step into the world of certified high-grade coins, graded MS-66, MS-67, or even higher, the numbers change dramatically. Collectors pay not just for age, but for perfection. A sharply struck 1952S with brilliant red color and flawless surfaces can sell for thousands of dollars, and exceptionally rare top population examples can climb even higher when bidding wars ignite. Many of the headlines claiming millions overnight are exaggerated myths. There is no verified record of a standard 1952 wheat penny selling for millions of dollars. However, rare mint errors, such as dramatic off-center strikes, double dies, or wrong planchet errors, can multiply value many times over. If a 1952 penny were discovered with a spectacular and authenticated mint mistake in superb condition, its value could skyrocket into five-figure territory or beyond, depending on rarity and collector demand. Another factor that fuels excitement is the historical connection. Every 1952 wheat penny circulated during a transformative era in American history, post-World War II growth, and the early Cold War years. Holding one feels like holding a tangible piece of the past. The portrait of Lincoln, dignified and calm, reminds collectors that even the smallest coin can carry enormous symbolic weight. That emotional and historical value is part of what drives serious collectors to pay premium prices. Condition remains king. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, and the difference between an average circulated coin and a top-grade uncirculated example can mean hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Original luster minimal marks, strong strike details in Lincoln's hair and the wheat lines. These are the features experts carefully inspect. Professional grading and authentication often make the difference between an ordinary sale and a record-setting result. It is also crucial to correct a common misunderstanding. The 1952 wheat penny was composed primarily of copper, not silver. During World War II in 1943, pennies were briefly struck in steel due to copper shortages, but by 1952 the mint had long returned to the traditional bronze composition. So if someone describes a 1952 wheat penny as a silver coin, that is inaccurate unless it is an unusual error struck on the wrong metal, which would be extremely rare and valuable if proven genuine. Could owning the right 1952 wheat penny change your financial future? While becoming a billionaire overnight is unrealistic, discovering a superb, rare example could certainly bring a meaningful financial reward. The key is knowledge, patience, and verification. Coins should always be examined carefully, weighed correctly, and authenticated by reputable grading services before making bold value claims. The coin market is driven by supply, demand, and collector passion. When a top-grade 1952 S penny appears at auction, advanced collectors who are building registry sets may compete intensely. That competition, not hype, is what drives prices upward. A rare coin's power lies in its scarcity and desirability, not in viral rumors or exaggerated stories. In the end, the 1952 Liberty Wheat Penny is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. While most examples are modestly priced, the rarest high-grade or error pieces can be truly valuable. If you believe you have an exceptional specimen, protect it, avoid cleaning it, and seek professional evaluation. Knowledge is your greatest asset in the coin world. And with the right combination of rarity, condition, and authenticity, even a 1-cent coin can become a remarkable treasure. The legendary Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of the most collected coins in American history, and when people hear 1946 Liberty Wheat Penny, excitement instantly builds. Minted just after World War II, the 1946 issue represents a powerful moment in United States history, a nation stepping out of war and into rebuilding. Although many dramatic stories circulate online claiming these coins can make you a billionaire overnight, the real truth is both fascinating and grounded in reality. The 1946 Wheat Penny is a historic coin, but its value depends heavily on condition, rarity, and mint errors, not myths. First, let's clear something important. There is no 2000 version of the Wheat Penny because wheat pennies were produced only from 1909 to 1958. Also, the 1946 Wheat Penny is not a silver coin. It was struck primarily in copper, as silver was not used for standard 1-cent coins of that era. Many viral claims mix updates and metal compositions, creating confusion. A genuine 1946 Wheat Penny was minted in large numbers, which means most circulated examples are common and affordable. The 1946 penny was struck at multiple mints. Coins with no mint mark were produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Those with a D mint mark came from Denver, and those with an S mint mark came from San Francisco. The mint mark appears just below the date on the obverse side. While millions were produced at each facility, subtle differences in strike quality and preservation can dramatically affect value. An average worn coin may be worth only a small premium over face value, but pristine, uncirculated examples are far more desirable. Now here is where the story becomes exciting. High-grade 1946 wheat pennies, especially those graded mint state 66 or higher, can command impressive prices at auction. Collectors pay strong premiums for coins with blazing original red luster, sharp wheat lines on the reverse, and minimal contact marks. A coin preserved in near-perfect condition for 80 years becomes far scarcer than one that's circulated in pockets and cash registers. Error coins are where extraordinary value truly emerges. A 1946 wheat penny with dramatic off-center strike, double die features, or a clip planchet can multiply in value many times over standard examples. These mint errors occurred during the striking process and were not intentional. Because they are rare and visually striking, collectors actively search for them. However, even rare error coins reaching high auction, results do not typically reach millions. They may reach thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, depending on severity and certification. When people speak of million-dollar pennies, they're usually referring to extremely rare issues, such as the 1943 bronze cent or other legendary mint mistakes, not the regular 1946 issue. It is important to separate emotional hype from documented market behavior. Coin collecting can be profitable, but it is not a guaranteed overnight fortune. True numismatic wealth comes from rarity, authentication, and condition combined, not from viral rumors. That said, a beautifully preserved 1946 wheat penny can still be a treasured asset. Collectors admire it for its historical symbolism. The wheat ears on the reverse representing America's agricultural strength and resilience after global conflict. Owning one in exceptional condition connects you directly to post-war American history. Emotional value and historical significance often mean as much as monetary worth. If you believe you own a special 1946 wheat penny, the smartest step is professional evaluation. Reputable grading services can authenticate and assign a grade, which dramatically influences value. Cleaning or polishing the coin can destroy its collectible premium, so preservation is critical. Even a minor scratch or a cleaning mark can reduce a coin's desirability in the collector market. In today's market, most 1946 wheat pennies range from modest collector value to higher premiums for superb examples, but claims of instant billionaire status are unrealistic. Still, searching rolls, inherited collections, or old jars can be thrilling because occasionally a hidden gem appears. The excitement of the hunt is part of the magic of coin collecting. Ultimately, the 1946 Liberty Wheat Penny is not a secret silver fortune waiting to explode into millions overnight, but it is a historic American artifact with genuine collectible appeal. If you hold one, you hold a small piece of 20th century history. Its true power is not mythical billions, but the combination of heritage craftsmanship and the possibility, however rare, of discovering a remarkable high-grade or error specimen that can indeed change your collecting journey forever. The 1953 Liberty Wheat Penny is not just a small copper coin. It is a shining survivor from America's golden age of pocket change. Officially known as the Lincoln Wheat Penny, this 1-cent piece carries the proud portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and 2 elegant wheat stalks on the back, symbolizing prosperity and growth. When you hold a 1953 edition in your hand, you are touching a piece of mid-century American history, a coin that traveled through diners, train stations, and old wooden cash registers long before the digital age existed. The year 1953 represents a final stretch of the wheat penny era. Only a few years before the design changed in 1959, coins from this year were struck mainly in Philadelphia, no mint mark, and San Francisco, S mint mark. Unlike silver coins, the 1953 wheat penny is made primarily of copper, which already surprises many collectors who believe it is silver. Its reddish glow when found in uncirculated condition can be breathtaking, especially if it has been preserved without scratches or discoloration for more than 70 years. Now here's the truth that every serious collector understands. Most 1953 wheat pennies are common. Millions were minted, and many still exist today. In average circulated condition, they're worth only a modest premium above face value. However, condition changes everything. A coin graded in near-perfect mint state with blazing red luster can command significantly higher prices. Collectors compete fiercely for coins that look as if they were struck yesterday, with no wear and sharp details in Lincoln's hair and the wheat lines on the reverse. The real excitement begins when we talk about rare errors. In the world of coin collecting, minting mistakes can transform an ordinary penny into a treasure. A dramatic off-center strike, a strong double-die error, or a coin struck on the wrong metal planchet can push values into thousands of dollars. These are not everyday finds, but they do exist, and that possibility is what fuels the imagination of treasure hunters. The dream of discovering a rare mint error in a jar of old pennies keeps collectors searching year after year. For the 1953 S version, quality matters even more. San Francisco coins are often sought in high grades because fewer pristine examples survive compared to heavily circulated pieces. A fully red, sharply struck 1953 S in top certified condition can sell for hundreds or even a few $1,000s at auction, depending on demand and grading. That is impressive for a coin that originally bought a piece of candy for 1 cent. But it is important to separate dream from reality. Stories of millions of dollars overnight are extremely rare and usually involve unique minting errors or one-of-kind historical mistakes. A regular 1953 wheat penny, even in excellent condition, will not typically make someone a billionaire overnight. True coin wealth comes from knowledge, patience, authentication, and understanding the grading system used by professional services. The coin market rewards rarity and condition, not hype. Still, the emotional power of the 1953 Liberty Wheat Penny is undeniable. It connects generations. It may have passed through the hands of someone who lived during the early Cold War era, bought gasoline for cent per gallon, or saved pennies in a glass jar on a wooden shelf. That human story adds intangible value that no price guide can measure. For collectors, history itself is part of the treasure. If you believe you have a special 1953 wheat penny, the smartest step is careful evaluation. Examine the mint mark below the date. Check for doubling in the lettering. Inspect the edges for unusual thickness, and compare the color red, red-brown, or brown, because color strongly affects value. Professional grading can dramatically increase buyer confidence and unlock the highest market potential. In today's market, strong examples of the 1953 wheat penny can range from a few dollars to several hundred, while rare certified high-grade pieces or dramatic mint errors can go much higher. The coin's worth depends entirely on condition, rarity, and verified authenticity. A common worn coin should never be mistaken for a rare mint error treasure without expert confirmation. Knowledge protects you from selling too low and from expecting too much. So while the 1953 Liberty wheat penny may not magically create billionaires overnight, it remains a powerful symbol of opportunity in the world of coin collecting. Every great collection begins with a single coin, and sometimes that coin is a humble wheat penny discovered in an old drawer. Treat it carefully, learn its details, and respect its history, because even the smallest coin can hold a surprisingly meaningful legacy. One of the most electrifying coins ever struck in the United States of America, and collectors across the world still talk about it with excitement. Officially known as the Lincoln Wheat Penny, this coin carries a familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and two elegant wheat stalks on the reverse. But the year 1955 turned an ordinary 1-cent coin into a historic treasure that can command astonishing prices in today's market. First, let's clear up something important. The 1955 wheat penny is not a silver coin. It was struck in copper, yet its rarity and demand make it far more valuable than many silver coins. The real magic of 1955 lies in a dramatic minting mistake known as a double die obverse. During production at the Philadelphia Mint, the coin design was accidentally doubled, creating bold, clearly visible doubling in the date and lettering. This error transformed a simple penny into one of the most famous error coins in American history. When people speak about a 1955 penny worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands, they're almost always referring to the 1955 double die obverse struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark. There were also regular 1955 pennies minted in Philadelphia and at the San Francisco Mint as mint mark. But those standard coins are common unless they are in exceptionally high condition. The true superstar is the no mint mark 1955 double die, instantly recognizable even without magnification. What makes this coin so powerful in the market is not just the error, but how bold and obvious it is. On genuine examples, the numbers in 1955 appear dramatically doubled, and the words liberty and in God we trust show strong, overlapping impressions. Unlike minor errors that require expert tools to see, this one shouts its uniqueness at first glance. That bold visual impact fuels collector demand and pushes prices skyward whenever a high-grade example appears at auction. In circulated condition, an authentic 1955 double die penny can sell for thousands of dollars. In uncirculated mint state condition, prices can climb into the tens of thousands. The finest known examples have crossed well into six-figure territory at major auctions. While it won't realistically make someone a billionaire overnight, it absolutely has the power to transform a simple 1-cent find into a life-changing financial surprise. The San Francisco 1955 mint wheat pennies are generally much more affordable, unless they display rare varieties or exceptional preservation. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A worn coin may carry historical charm, but sharp details, full red color, and minimal marks are what drive serious money. Coins graded by professional services often command far stronger prices because authenticity and condition are officially verified. The story of how the double die coins escaped into circulation adds to their mystique. Thousands were reportedly mixed into regular coin bags and distributed before the error was discovered. That means ordinary people found them in pocket change, creating a treasure hunt legend that still excites collectors today. The idea that such a dramatic mistake slipped through the system only amplifies its appeal. If you believe you have a 1955 wheat penny with strong doubling, it is crucial not to clean it. Cleaning can destroy original surfaces and dramatically reduce value. Instead, handle it carefully by the edges and consider having it evaluated by a reputable coin dealer or grading service. Authenticating the coin is essential because many counterfeit or altered pieces exist in the marketplace. The emotional power of the 1955 wheat penny goes beyond money. It represents history, human error, and the thrill of discovery. It reminds collectors that even in a system designed for perfection, mistakes can create masterpieces. That is why the 1955 double die remains one of the most iconic American coin errors ever produced. So, if you ever come across a 1955 Liberty wheat penny, look closely at the date and lettering. You may be holding an ordinary copper cent worth a few cents, or you could be holding one of the most famous treasures in U.S. numismatic history. Its true value lies not just in dollars, but in the powerful story it carries, a story that continues to captivate collectors generation after generation. The 1950 Liberty wheat penny is not just a coin. It is a small copper treasure carrying the powerful legacy of American history. Officially known as the Lincoln wheat penny, this iconic 1-cent piece was struck in the United States during an era of post-war rebuilding and economic transformation. Designed by the legendary sculptor Victor David Brenner, the coin features a dignified portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, while 2 graceful wheat stalks frame the reverse, a symbol of growth, prosperity, and the American spirit. Though millions were produced in 1950, the right example in the right condition can feel like holding a hidden vault in the palm of your hand. Let's clear one powerful myth first. The 1950 wheat penny is not made of silver. It is composed primarily of copper, with a small amount of tin and zinc. Yet despite not being silver, its value can rise far beyond its face value because collectors chase rarity, condition, and minting errors, not just metal content. The excitement surrounding this coin doesn't come from precious metal weight. It comes from scarcity in high grades and the intense demand among collectors who treasure pristine examples. In 1950, these pennies were struck at different mints, including Philadelphia no mint mark and San Francisco S mint mark. While both versions are common in circulated grades, coins have survived in flawless, uncirculated condition, especially with sharp details and bright original luster, are the true stars of the market. A regular worn 1950 penny may only be worth a small premium over 1 cent, but a perfectly preserved coin graded at the highest levels can command hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary often lies in microscopic details visible only under magnification. Now imagine discovering a 1950 wheat penny with a rare minting error. Error coins ignite collector passion like wildfire. Off-center strikes, double lettering, clip planchets, or dramatic die cracks can transform an everyday coin into a headline-worthy collectible. While not every error guarantees massive wealth, certain dramatic and certified examples have sold for impressive amounts. These are the pieces that create the thrilling stories of life-changing discoveries in pocket change. The phrase $1 million penny captures attention, but it is important to understand reality. A standard 1950 wheat penny is not worth millions of dollars. However, in the rarest possible combination, such as a spectacular mint error in near-perfect condition certified by a major grading service, values can rise significantly. Still, reaching millions will require extraordinary uniqueness. The true power of this coin lies in its collectible appeal, not guaranteed overnight billionaire status. Condition is king in the coin world. Coins are graded on a scale that measures wear, luster, strike quality, and surface preservation. A 1950 penny that never entered circulation, stored carefully for decades, can shine with fiery red brilliance. Collectors pay strong premiums for red, examples compared to red-brown or brown pieces. That glowing copper color, untouched by time, is what drives competitive bidding among serious numismatists. Another fascinating factor is historical context. The year 1950 represents a period of optimism in the United States. The Wheat Penny series itself was nearing its end. Just 8 years later, the design would change to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse. That means the 1950 issue belongs to the final chapter of the beloved wheatback era. For collectors completing date and mint sets, every year matters, and high-grade coins become essential pieces of the puzzle. Could a 1950 wheat penny change your fortune? Realistically, most examples will not make someone a billionaire overnight. Yet discovering a high-grade or rare error coin can certainly bring excitement, profit, and pride. Many valuable coins were once found in old jars, inherited collections, or forgotten drawers. The key is knowledge. Understanding what to look for, sharp details, strong luster, minimal marks, and unusual striking errors turns ordinary searching into a treasure hunt. If you believe you have a special 1950 wheat penny, the smartest step is professional authentication and grading. Certified coins receive protective holders and official grades that dramatically influence value. Selling without proper valuation could mean accepting far less than the coin's true worth. The difference between a common circulated penny and a high-grade certified example can be astonishing. In the end, the 1950 Liberty Wheat Penny is a symbol of how even the smallest denomination can carry remarkable potential. It may not be silver, and it may not automatically be worth millions, but in the right condition, it can command impressive prices and ignite passionate bidding. More importantly, it connects you directly to American history, artistry, and the thrill of discovery. Before spending any old wheat penny at face value, take a closer look. Because sometimes history hides in plain sight, waiting to surprise you.